I'm going to teach you guys how to crush sales calls in this episode. If you've been watching Andy Elliott or you've been watching Alex Hormozy and you want to get better at sales calls, I have done getting close to 1,000 sales calls now, and I run a men's personal development community called Set the Standard, which is amazing. You guys can go to CoreyBoutwell.com if you want to check that out. But in this actual video, I'm going to run you through step-by-step process how to do it. You're going to leave this episode knowing exactly what to say and do to crush a sales call. I'm gonna go everything on this, okay? So get ready. This is gonna be short, fun, punchy, fiery, and you're gonna leave this just yeah, let's go. So essentially, what I want to go over is you're gonna learn how to close a deal. And if you want to be held accountable and you want to go deeper, go to CoreyBoutwell.com, see what we've got to offer, and if anything resonates with you, jump on here. There's some stuff in here that will be exclusive for the guys in the school community that I have. And if you guys need a little bit more extra help and support, head there. If not, and you get enough out of this, go crush it. Leave a comment below, give us a like, and most importantly, we'd love you if you could subscribe and send this to a friend if they might need it, right? If you know someone in there. So let's get straight into it, guys. First step, I want to call this out here. Do not call your sales call a sales call. Don't call a sales call. I call mine mindset assessments. So you can come in. Obviously, I'm teaching mindset. I'm helping people achieve their goals and gaining confidence and helping them become the best version of themselves. So it's difficult when you're trying to teach someone something very specific, right? So in mine, because we can help people literally achieve anything through accountability, confidence, and goal setting, it makes it a little bit more difficult for people to be like, oh, what am I going to get out of this? So what I like to do is call it a mindset assessment. It makes it a lot clearer. People go, oh, cool, he's going to assess my mind. Right? That's first step number one. But what's that going to be for you? Whether you're selling a product or a service, wherever you're at, I would adjust the name for your call to be aligned with some piece of value that you can give, right? I also, second step is choose Zoom call over a phone call. If you're on a phone call, and I learned this the hard way, I used to walk and do sales calls while I was walking on my phone and wondering why I wasn't getting any sales, right? Zoom call means that the other person has to be with you. They're with you. They're not on a sales call. They're not walking, they're not in their car, they're not distracted by something walking around on their headphones. They're there present with you, looking at you, making eye contact. So it's going to be so much easier for them to build a relationship with you, and they're going to feel more comfortable about jumping on rather than rushing around oh, can I jump on or not? So make sure you do a Zoom call. Then you can also share your screen to demonstrate your offer. You can show case studies, you can show your results and your notes that you've taken for them during the actual call itself, which is so critical. Zoom call over phone call. But if you have to do a phone call, you can, right? You just want to make sure that they're prepared beforehand. And if you haven't got the traction to have sales calls yet, then I would focus on DM strategies. I would focus on branding and marketing. But if you know that you just want to get a few sales calls and go hustle, this is it. Third step, ensure you give value on the call. Make sure that your promise on the call actually gives value to people, because otherwise what's the purpose? They're just going to be wasting their time. If they're not coming to this call for some reason, deliver value. And if you have a strong product, you have a strong service, you have a strong mission, this is a chance for you to reach someone, connect with them, and leave a good taste in their mouth so that they might tell someone else about you. They're going to remember this experience. They're going to go, wow, this is really good. So if it doesn't work out for them just now, later on down the track, they might pick you, or they're going to tell someone else about how good you are. So make sure you leave a good impression. None of this hardcore, my stuff, rah. I've literally yelled at people on a sales call beforehand. Not in an aggressive way, come on, let's go. And have them been okay. I've tried every single strategy from soft call selling. I've tried every strategy from going really hard. And, this is the hack, and you're going to learn everything in this. So make sure you're giving value during that call. It's your mission to share something, right? Every chance to help someone. I'm not exaggerating. I have had a man who is in prison in America on the phone with me, right? During a sales call. I don't know how he got booked in. I just ran him through a powerful meditation because he had people that were relying on him. There was deaths in his family. He was mourning and grieving someone. He had a bad car accident. And I was I'm here to serve this guy. So I ran through a meditation with him, and he was just thanking me so much before we got off the call. And I just spent 15 minutes. I was okay, well, he's here now. I may as well help someone for today. It made me feel awesome. I went out there, I crushed it, right? So fourth step is start your call by explaining the purpose of the call and the intention, right? That is, what's the whole purpose of the call? So I'm here today to give you a mindset call. Where did you find me? How did we get to this product? How did you get to this service, right? The purpose is today is, I'm going to run you through this, right? I'm going to give you this amount of value. Okay. And then the attention around the call is let them know that you're there to sell them something, right? Don't beat around the bush and then get to the end of the call and say, oh, but I'd like you to buy this. They're gonna be like, what the hell? So at the very start, tell them what you're doing and the process of what it looks like to buy. So it's sort of like running through a web page. So what it looks like when you're on the call to someone is you want to say to them, just letting you know, so I'm going to run you through and give you this piece of value. Once you've finished and I've shown you the value, I'm going to run you through our offer and which service, offer, product, program will be a good fit for you. And I'll let you know which one that I think will be the best fit. Then if not, at least we got a good chance to hang out. You get to receive this and I'm going to send it to you straight afterwards. But what it looks like to buy is I take a payment over the Zoom call. I send you an email or a DM or a text message with whatever it is. And then in my community, you get an onboarding call straight away. So they know what's happening. If you're selling a product as I call, so what it looks like is I'll send you the link, you'll put in your card detail, I'll send you the link, you buy the product, and then I'll click go and I'll send it straight to your house, right? So whatever the process is and looks like buying, let them know. So at the end, they're not asking the question, okay, how do I actually buy this? How do I do this? Because when on a sales call, they're like, do I send you the money? Do you send me a link? Do I wait a few days? Do I got to go to a website? Like that? Do I invoice you? Do you invoice me? Like, what's happening here? They're confused. So let them know what that's going to look like from the point of view. And they'll say, okay, sure, that sounds good to me. And you go, awesome, let's get into it. So tell them straight away, right? Otherwise, you're just beating around the bush. Gross, let them know, right? That's the fourth step. Fifth step is this is your note taking on your call. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You can be able to see this now, like on my screen. So you guys, if you have access to the Set the Standard community, you get access to all of this. For you guys, you're going to have to write down notes. Sorry, but they get a little bit extra. They get a little bit extra, right? So, but they will leave some notes in the YouTube comments below. You can have a look at like the actual steps. We'll summarize them for you. So this is the most important step. So if you're taking notes, you want to be listening for objections, at the same time getting clear on the value that you want to give them, at the same time really listening to their story and their problems and noting down extra content or objections for your next sales call, right? So that's the whole process. So it takes a little bit of time, right? The questions you want to ask during the process of the call are, how long has this been a problem? What happens if you don't do this? What happens if you don't buy this product, jump on this offer, join this service? The best question you can ever ask is the or question, AWE, or what else? What else? And what else? What else is there? What else would you like? What else do you need to tell me? Ask those questions because that enables people to dig deeper. And then they might say something along the lines of, if I'm doing one of my sales calls, they might say, yeah, well, I've really needed help with my confidence because I've been doubting in myself. I haven't been sticking to my routine as much recently. And I've been stuck on this 15K a month cap. And I really just wanted to improve my relationships and be more confident. And then I'll say to them, okay, well, how long has this been a problem for you? And they go, oh, it's been like this long. So I'm like, okay, so what happens if you don't work on your confidence? And they say, oh, this. And I go, okay, well, what else is going wrong as well? And I start asking them, right? So that's how you play with the conversation. And that's how you dig. Other question you can ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? So for example, it could be, for us, we extract people's potential. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we're at your maximum potential. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your services here? On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your efforts with this? And they say yes, no. How happy are you with the solutions that you've been getting currently? And they might say 7. And you go, okay, and what do you want to get to? And they say 10. And you say, well, what's in the gap? What's that missing piece? And that missing piece highlights that your offer or service or product should be able to solve that for someone, okay? This is what example of what I use. So as I go through, I write down and make sure I have everyone's name, age, how they found me, their income, and any notes that they've left personally. So if you have a Calendly form or you are with High Level or any sort of software that you use, and you have like a form that you fill or Google form, whatever it is, before someone comes into you and finds you, make sure that you have some of these like questions. And that's what you want to fill out and have on your page before you start asking these questions so that you know where this person is at. Then when you start note turkey. Yeah, a bit of a note turkey. Oh yeah. So when you start note taking, you want to have your own process that you have, which is unique to you, that actually solves someone's problem. And if you haven't got this, I strongly suggest finding it. If you need some help, come join us in Set the Standard community. I'll teach you. But if not, figure it out yourself. Look at your product, look at your offer, look at your service, and be like, okay, what is the main 3 phases or areas that this thing fixes? And then I want to list all of these people's problems into these areas, and then I want to give them back to them. So when they walk away, at least they go, wow, this is like my exact problems and I need to fix them. Like, thank you so much for putting them in here for me. Like, this is great. You can send that to them. That's a high quality piece of value that they have. Otherwise, you're just leaving a lot of cash up for grabs, right? And it's just they're going to go see someone else. But you want to get clear on that process for you. I'm not going to give you my one because secret sauce, but I'm just going to give you one that's sort of similar, right? So you could say for a section, I'd write this down on a page. So it sort of looks like this. So they have notes to take, right? You got learn, take action, achieve your goal, fears, motivations, content, right? So you want to be asking them questions, and if there's anything that they need to learn that they don't know yet, I'd list it under here. Say, okay, this is what this person needs to learn. If there's anything this person needs to take action on, like this is meant for a service-based company, like let's say, for example, you are selling human resources, right? You're selling, not human resources, you're selling, what is it called? But recruitment, right? You're selling recruitment. So you help people, like they come to you and then you give them employees, right? And you help them find other people. They come to you and you go, I'll post it on Seek and whatever it is. So what do they need to learn? Like what do they not, okay, actually let's just swap that to PT. So sorry. We'll change it to personal trainer, right? What does someone need to learn? They might need to learn training, nutrition, whatever it is, okay? But what don't they know, right? It could be like counting calories, counting their macros, right? Taking action could be, okay, what do they need to take action on? Downloading the apps. They haven't downloaded the apps. Accountability. They need to make sure that they're training 5 days a week, 4 days a week. They're walking. Like, what are they taking? What do they want to take action on, right? And then achieve their goals. What does that look like? What does that look like? Losing 10 kilos, losing 5 kilos, gaining 2 kilos of muscle, like whatever it is, get more flexible. Okay, what are their goals? You want to put them in here. As you're writing, you also want to get clear on their fears. What are they afraid of? These are the questions, what happens if you don't do this? What happens if you go 10 years and this doesn't happen and you don't take action on any of this? So you want to get clear on their fears and then relate them back to that, like just letting you know, this is what you're afraid of. And if you don't face them, you'll never achieve X, Y, Z. Same thing with the product. Someone might be buying a digital product that can help them solve something that's in their business, right? It's like, what are their fears? If they don't have the product and they don't get the software from you and you're selling a software, their business is going to go, meow. So you want to get clear. What is that going to feel like? What is that going to look like? Okay. So that they can understand like, wow, this is actually truly important for me. And you're the one who's taking the time, the energy, the effort, and the care, right? You're taking the care to actually hear this person's fears and making sure that it aligns with your product, service, or offer. Motivations. You want to get clear on what their motivations are. So what do they want to feel? What do they want to experience? Like what is how does your service solve a bigger problem, right? So it could be like, oh man, like my motivation is I really want to have time for my family. My motivation is I want to set the standard for my family. I want to not just make more money, I want to have more freedom. I want to feel like I can provide, right? I might feel like, I just have all these emotions. I just want to feel relief, right? What are these emotions and motivations that people have that they want to feel? And then you want to make sure that you write down content, right? Because anything that someone's mentioning in this sales call can be an awesome piece of content for you to put on a website, make a reel out of, make some stories out of, make some posts out of, make a YouTube video out of, which is really going to help them, help other people, you to reach other people. And it's specific dialed in content. So you want to make sure you want to have that. And I sort of put that down the bottom. And then you want to list down your objections. So you want to make sure when someone says no, or they're on the sales call, they're saying, no, I'm not clear on this, write down all of those objections, because the next time you have a sales call, what you want to do is talk about those objections before you get to the objections. Extremely important. So that's how I note take, right? I put all of them in there, put all of them so I can see, right? And I can revisit them later on. The sixth step to take is closing the call, right? This is the sales part. This is where you ask for the money. This is where you get the dollars, baby. So what I would say, as I always mention, I'm just go straight into like reading off of here so that you guys can hear and listen and absorb this is what you want to say. Cool. So I have everything I need from you and I'm certain that this particular office, service, product will be the best fit for you. So what I want to do is share my screen and go over my notes and then we can get you signed up. Does that sound good to you? They say, yep, no, yep, yeah, cool. So then you go over your notes, you share your screen, this. You just share them everything. This is what I learned about you. This is your takeaway. This is a piece of value. This is how you can use this. This is how you can use that. And they'll be like, this is awesome, right? But keep it simple, right? You want to keep that just like really simple, like this, these are the main things you want to focus on. Now go, wow, this is so much more simplified for me. This is great. This is why I need this so much. It makes me feel calm, right? Then you transition to the sale. So if you'd like to jump on or invest into offer, I can run you through the structure, or if you have any questions, we can start there. what I like to do before this one is say to them regularly, so I understand where you're at and there's some gaps in what you're currently doing here, and there. And what we don't know is how to fill those gaps up yet. But what I can do is teach you how to fill those up or show you how to fill those up. And they go, yes, that's fantastic. And I'm like, well, what's that done is through my program. So I can run you through the structure of that. And if you're happy with it, we can jump on and start there. Or if you have any questions, let me know. And they say, okay. Most of the time, people are like, no questions. They might have one or two, but usually not. And then they come in and they go, cool, run me through the structure. Then you run them through the structure, run them through your offer, right? If it's my offer, it's like, hey, cool, we got 3 coaching calls a week. Every single week you can come to any of those bad boys. You got one-on-one coaching every single month. Hell yeah, we've got 70 modules of education in the platform. We're creating new modules and new education with guest speakers coming in every single month. And we also have a private community and forum that you can come and join and come to anytime. Come and absolutely kick some ass with us, right? So that's like an offer that I run through in terms of the structure for someone. And then when someone says, okay, when you run them through the structure, then you convert to the pricing, depending on what pricing options you have. So we have 2. We got like a 6 months and a 12 months, depending on when you're listening to this. It may not be there, but currently we have a 6 months and a 12 month. So we run through and we say, this is the price of the 6 month, and this is the monthly price. This is the price of the 12 month, which is a little bit cheaper, which for staying longer, and this is what it costs per month. So people can go on a monthly or they can pay it up front. Does that sound, which one do you want to go for, right? That's all we got to go through. You just run them through your offer, the price, and then you always finish at the end. Which one would you like to go for? And then you remain silent. Like, watch anyone good at sales in this particular form, you remain completely silent. Let them ask a couple of questions themselves and just nod. Even when they're like, oh, okay, so what do you think about this option? And you just go, like, make a movement, right? So they go, oh, okay, and they take that as an answer. And they go, So just let them really think and ponder that over for a while, if they need to. Most of the time, if you've done a really good job, they'll say, yep, sign me up, let's hit it, right? So if they say yes, then you take them through the process of purchasing. And remember, the sale is not over until the money leaves their bank account. Sale doesn't count until the money leaves their bank account and is in your bank account. Doesn't count unless it's in your bank account, right? Otherwise, the sale does not count. There are so many times and so many promises that I have had from people that have never come to fruition, right? All the time. They say something and they're like, yep, for sure. And it doesn't happen. But that's where a good follow-up strategy, you can get them. I'll teach you that as well in a second. So if they say no, now it comes to objection handling, right? So, but before objection handling, you want to make sure you're asking these type of questions in the sales calls. You want to be asking questions about their objections. So that way, when they get to the objection part, they're like, well, you've answered every single doubt in my brain. Hell yeah, I'm jumping on. You want to ask questions like this. This is finding their objections. And this is a few that are usually there. What does your partner think of this? Do you have a partner that is included in this? What do they think of this? Do they like this? Do they support you? Do they think this is going to be good for you? X, Y, Z. Are you prepared to put in the time? They say, hell yeah, I'm prepared to put in the time. Then an objection comes, you say, well, okay, you just told me that you're prepared to put in the time. So if time's not the thing and money's not the issue, like, why are you hesitating? They'll go, right? Have you invested in whatever your offer, service, product is before? Like, have you ever invested in this before? Have you invested in yourself before? Have you ever done this before? And that's to engage a financial conversation. And you go, oh, okay, so you've saved up the finances to get X, Y, Z. You put yourself all, and they can have a conversation like, yeah, even though, or yes, or I'm struggling a little bit. And say, okay, but you've got access because you want to get into this ASAP, right? And you want to get this thing so that it can really help you in the future. I'll let you know this for sure. If you're not confident on your skills for what you can deliver, product, service, or sales, and you're having the financial conversations with people, you best believe you got some money mindset work to do. Like, that is legit, straight up money mindset work you have to do in terms of self-worth, product worth, whatever it is, where you can get over the fact that, are you the best person? Is your product the best product? Is your offer the best offer for someone to come and help whatever their problem is? I do a lot of this myself. And I remember I was on a sales call with someone who was like literally broken. They had like injuries, they had problems and mental stuff in their head. And I was like, where else is this guy going to go? And because he jumped on and he was like, I was like, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be a good fit. And he's like, where else am I going to go? And I was like, fuck this. Like, this guy's going to be the best thing ever. I'm going to make sure I transform this guy's life. Get in. He went on a very low payment plan. It was like a one-off thing that I did and smashed it, right? So next one is, what is your schedule like? You're getting clear to see if this person has the time to do it, right? They can actually fit it in their schedule. Or do you have the motivation to do tasks? I'll directly ask people, like, can you show up once a week? for an hour on a group call? Can you spend an hour or two worth of study? And can you check in on our platform for roughly 10 minutes every single day to communicate to the guys? They go, yep, cool. Now they know what's required, right? Very important to get those objections out the way earlier on. So if they say no, the first thing you say is, you're right, of course, that makes sense. Yes, I agree with you. Any of those things, you go, yes, that's really, really good. They say no, they're like, oh, I'm not too sure about X, Y, Z, and be like, yeah, well, of course, right? I haven't explained this as deeply as I can to you. So the question, so what happens again if you don't go along with this? That's the question you want to ask them. They go, well, this. It reminds them. They go, okay. Then you say, and how much do you think that's going to cost you in the long run, right? If they're not buying the product, service, or offer. They say, oh, like way more. We just went over that. Yeah, cool. So wouldn't it make sense for you then to jump on this now, like sooner rather than later? And they go, oh yeah, yes, absolutely. Let's jump on. That happens. If not, and they say no again, you say, well, okay. Would you like me to push you? Or are you just a little unclear and uncertain at the moment? Because sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I want to push, man, like push me, let's go. Like I need that push to make this purchase, right? Or you say, or are you a little uncertain and a little unclear? And they go, yes, I'm actually a little bit uncertain and I'm a little bit unclear. Cool. And you say, all right, let's zoom out for a second. Regardless of money, from what I've heard from you, is this offer right for you? It sounds like it is, but if it's not, I don't want to waste your time. We have to waste each other's time. But you can let me know, does this sound good to you? Because that's a little bit of a pull away. Like they go, ooh, pull away. And they'll say, yes, right? Yes, I really want to do it, regardless of money, if it does come down to a money thing, right? If it's not a money thing, then, and they haven't got the time or the product or whatever it is to do it, then it's going to be a lot more difficult. That's a question that you're going to ask around, okay, well, for you, how are you going to fit into your schedule? What can you remove from your schedule? Can you not remove anything from your schedule? Where's your position at, right? Okay. So if you remove this from your schedule and you mention it to me beforehand, now you're going to have time to grab this product. Okay, are you willing to do that? Because if not, I don't want to waste your time. But if you are, then you get this, you get to solve all your problems that we've just listed out. Okay, that's excellent, right? So you say, let's zoom out for a second. Regardless of this money, is this offer right for you? Because regardless of money, we don't want to waste your time. And they say, yes, it is, right? You go, okay, so I don't want you to make any decision you don't want to make. It's your decision, it's not my decision, right? But it seems to me that hesitation, procrastination, whatever they're doing, whatever that's happening right now, might come up for you quite regularly, right? And this is your chance to break it or not. So what's the fear, right? I always ask them, what's the fear there? What are you fearful of right now? And they'll say, oh, I'm just really scared of this and I'm really scared of that. And you go, okay, like I understand your fear, but this is your moment, right? If you want to jump on this now, this is the time. You got this perfect opportunity. I can whack it in for you right now. What do you think? And if they say no, one more time, you give them 3 pushes. It's a soft sell, right? Follow them up. You want to play the follow-up game. If they say yes, bang. All right, all I need from you is your details. Let's punch it in now. Let's get you started. Bang, sale. Let's go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Everyone's making money. Oh yeah, right? If they don't, you're going to jump to the 8th step. And this is the follow-up game. The follow-up game is a longer game. You go, cool. So, all right, you're not making the decision now. When do you think is going to be the best time for you, and what do you need in the meantime before getting service, getting product, getting offer? Right? Ask them. When's that going to be? Okay. And are you certain that you 100% need this? Because I don't want to follow you up if, we don't have to. But I'm happy to send you something, happy to talk to you further, happy to go through whatever it is that you need. And they go, oh my God, thank you so much for letting me know this, X, Y, Z. And you say, cool, I have got some time, and you choose the time, next week at this time. I can follow you up then, right? And they say, yes, that would be absolutely fantastic. You schedule in, you book it in to talk to them then, right? Through that whole week, you talk to them. Don't wait until that time to chat to them. As soon as you jump off the call, be like, man, thank you so much. Like, that was an awesome call. I just sent you through the notes that you can look at them. That was like awesome. Is there anything else that I can help you with in the meantime? I think I've got this video, I've got this podcast. You can send it to someone else's podcast, someone else's video. You can send them a case study. I've got this case study. I've got someone else having this product. You can have a look at it here if you like. And they go, yeah, absolutely. Then you follow them up the day after. Hey, did you get a chance to look at that product? Because they want to know, man, this guy cares about me so much. Why would I choose anyone else than this guy? because this guy's messaged me like 4 or 5 times for this thing. I know that I'm safe. I know they're going to take care of me. I know they're going to look after me. And you do that until the next sales call. By then, they've probably already jumped on. But when you jump on, you have the follow-up call. You say, so, you ready to jump on or what? And they go, yep, let's go. Happens so often. So now instead of closing it like a, maybe like a 20% or 25% with the follow-up, you're getting to like a 30, 40, 50%, but you're not doing this aggressive, buy my stuff. And the people aren't leaving like, oh my God, I hated that call. It was so pushy. Ugh. 3 pushes, 2 to 3 pushes, right? Those questions are really good, and you'll get good at them. Like the ones that, wouldn't make sense to get offer now. Do you need me to push you, or are you a little unclear and a little uncertain, right? Those questions are fantastic for getting clear and then being like, okay, well, do you want to jump on now then? Then they say no. You go, all right, well, of course, I can see why you'd be feeling like that. So let's dive into that a little bit further, right? So you're actually taking the time, because purchasing for people is a big thing, right? If you've ever purchased anything over $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is, it's like, whoa, this is a bit of a moment. Even if it's $200 a week, depending on the service, like whatever you're offering, people are like, whoa, this is going to be like challenging for me. So you want to support them along that journey, and if you take care of them, you're the winner. So if you like this and if you need a little bit more help, come and join Set the Standard community, jump in our calls. I'll help you figure everything out, craft this so that you can absolutely crush it. If not, then please give us a follow. If you like this, give us a share, give us a follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Big love. Thank you for sticking around, watching this whole thing.